Yes. Good night, and all over the world, wherever you may be, all over the world. It's some p.m. Nigerian time, 6:41 p.m. Nigerian time, and I say good evening to all Nigeria, all Tbcians in Nigeria, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all other Tbcians all over the world, whichever time you might be all across the continent. I welcome you all to another live broadcast today, the 14th of July, 2018. I have said it earlier that it's actually 6:42 p.m. Nigerian time, and I'm very happy and delighted to be here once again for another live broadcast. The last broadcast I did was on Thursday, which was on the 11th. And that broadcast was all about success. And I think that is what we are all dreaming about in the TBC community. I highlighted 5 major key things that you require to be able to succeed in life. No, I think it was 6 major key things that you require to succeed in life. That was what the blog in the last 1 week. And I'm actually going to recall in the last 1 week. I'm able to at least do some explanation regarding what we have on the blog in the last. So I'm very sorry I won't be able to actually share my screen because I don't really know how to share my screen on this tablet, on my phone. I'm using my phone to do a live broadcast, and I don't know how to share my screen on my phone. So I'm going to be reading what we have in the blog. So the last one I did actually stopped at. The one I'm going to talk about is where the admin is actually advising us to make it a habit to always come to the weekly send button meeting, the most important TBC broadcast. As we have said, and that we all know, that send button meeting is every Monday of the week, 7 a.m. Pacific Daytime, which of course it could be any time in any other country, but it's 7 a.m. Pacific Daytime, which of course is like 3 o'clock Nigerian time here. So send button is always coming up on Monday, and in that meeting, for everybody that has paid their $10 and have their send button on, has the right and opportunity to attend the meeting. From that meeting, a lot of issues are being discussed, a lot of issues that are first of all discussed in that meeting. You will first of all get first-hand information about what is presently happening in TBC and what is going to happen in the TBC community. That is where you get first-hand information on the happenings in TBC community. So the send button meeting is actually very important for all TBCians that has paid their $10 and have their send button on. It is an important meeting for every TBCians. So I appeal to all TBCians who have their send button on, make it a habit, as admin has said in that blog, that we should make it a habit to always come to weekly send button meeting. Apart from the reward for attending a send button meeting, there are so many other things which that the meeting will actually discussed about and we talked about. So it is important, and it came out last week, was the land purchase with 100% TBC. That's the testimony of TBC. That was a testimony from a Nigerian, a TBCian from Nigerian of if you have not read about that blog, I just employ you to go purchase with 100% TBC. And the other one that was actually on the blog was only a person that take risk is free. That one is a video by one of the TBCians, also in Nigerian TBCians. That's Debbie Shop. So he was actually telling us in that in that video that not even taking a risk is a risk itself. Not even taking a risk is a risk, a higher risk. It even carries a higher percentage of risk than even taking a risk. Prepared. Dusan, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. So if you are taking a, if you know you are taking a risk, you are already prepared that yes, it's a risk that I'm taking. Either you get a positive response or you get another thing from that, but you already prepared that you are taking a risk. But the video that is actually reviewed by Debbie Shop was actually telling us for the fact that yes, not even taking a risk carries a higher risk responsibility. You can as well go to the blog and watch that video. It's one of the video that admin is actually interested in, and they actually put it in the blog. Just letting us know that not even being part of the TBC community is live broadcast that was done by Debbie Shop. So another one that is blog was actually the last send button meeting. The last send button meeting, of course, that one we cannot even discuss that in a broadcast like this. So the next one that follows the last send button meeting was let me just look at it. How much of a difference is a poster blog that TBC admin put in that blog, which was how much difference is it? The poster actually reads thus: at this time, TBC is useless in the hands of a beggar because he accepted. That is what the blog is all about. That is what is in our time. TBC is useless in the hands of a beggar because TBC is not widely accepted as money. But what the beggar needs is money. And if you give that person TBC, it is not of value to that person because it is not accepted as money yet. So so you don't need to beg for that because if you are begging, you have turned yourself into what? A beggar. Of course, which TBC might not even be, will not be useful for, which TBC will not be useful for. So don't even beg because it is not, you are what they are going to give not you as a beggar. So that's why the TBC, that blog is actually telling us that it is better giving to somebody that is not a beggar valuable asset. That's what a scammer does. So what is the difference between somebody that wants to read it because he has not worked for it, he only got it on a platter of gold. So a scammer, there is no much difference between a scammer. How much of a difference is that between a beggar and a scammer? So the two of them will not appreciate given to them or whatever they actually take from you, and that is there is no much difference between what a beggar and a scammer. So let's go back to the blog again. So the next blog that I'm going to look at, is yes, the choice is yours where you want to earn an income. I've actually talked about this one before. It's either you want to earn an income on your job or your business or from TBC. That is the three doing comparison with. Well, the blog was comparing your job, your business, and the TBC together, and now trying to analyze and tell you the see. So there was the TBC was able to did three major that everybody say you can earn your income. Is it from your job that we all know that is no longer paying, or is it your business that is unpredictable, or is it your TBC that is the future money that you want? Where you want to earn your income? The TBC admin has thrown it to you that the choice is yours, where you want to earn an income. Another TBC bro that I'm going to talk about, that's a big question. We all know that TBC is what the message of TBC is abundance to all, abundance to every humanity. So are you accepting abundance? It's all TBC admin puts in place. I think it was by Gerard Windsor, actually done, that the poster was actually done by Gerard Windsor. So, and in that poster, that is where the TBC as me is asking, are you accepting abundance? The TBC is unbelievable leverage. You are not going to find leverage like this in any other system. I'm reading what is in that blog, that post, leverage. You're going to find leverage like this in any other system on earth today. Not this kind of leverage. That is why I am excited. That's a quote from what? Paul Fisher. It's a quote from Paul Fisher. It is based on the number of living men and simply makes details of what the question is all about. We need to go and check that blog. To go and check. Another one that is broadcasters after this broadcast to win. This the TBC Randy where actually got some other top members of TBC. It was a fan by TBC Randy. It involved